Hello and welcome to this Yoga for Women class. Today I will work with a ball. This is a myofascial release ball, but you can work with a tennis ball and a bolster or a pillow if you have to sit on. What is yoga for women? Yoga for women is a yoga practice that suits women throughout their entire cycle. With that said, I do not recommend practicing on the first and second day of bleeding. And so is this also a practice which might be suitable for pregnant ladies or postnatal if it is after giving birth vaginally or C-section. So all in all, this is a practice suitable for us women in more sensitive times. We're going to start seated, and you're more than welcome to elevate your bum a little bit to find a more comfortable cross-legged seat. And before we start, know that if you are pregnant and you feel really swollen around the ankles, you might want to change your seat entirely. So I am leaving my ankles somewhat free, having one heel in front of the other. If you feel your legs need to come more forward or even more like this, then that's up to you. When bleeding, but also when we're pregnant, we have a lot of hormonal changes that affect our movement and yoga practice. When we're pregnant, we produce the hormone relaxin, which makes us generally more flexible, but also our tissue less juicy. Yeah, it becomes less elastic in that sense. We also often describe it as our joints drying out. So it's not that we don't have any moist in the joint, it's the quality of the moist that becomes less slimy, more watery, and therefore we are a little bit more prone to injury and pain. So make sure you're comfortably seated. We'll start with a short meditation. So if you can, close the eyes or stare at the tip of your nose down to the ground. Lips gently sealed, tongue resting in the back of the mouth with the tip of the tongue touching the upper palate. You can place both of your hands on your low belly, below the belly button, and take a few deeper breaths in and out through the nose. As you fill your lungs, your ribs expand, your diaphragm lowers and pushes the organs so that the belly bulged out a little bit. So instead of really pushing the belly out as you breathe in, just allow the diaphragm to lower, the organs to be pushed out, and the belly expand a bit. As we breathe out, that retracts back. The diaphragm moves up, the lungs empty, and the belly empties naturally. Now go ahead and place your hands right at the side of your ribs below the breasts. And we'll take a few deeper breaths, really trying to expand the ribs sideways, front and back. Increasing the capacity and ability of the diaphragm to not only stretch down, but also sideways. Two more breaths here. This sideway breathing is really relevant if you're pregnant and suffering from heartburn. And then from here, we go ahead and we rest the right hand into the left with the thumbs joining. A few moments to welcome our body to the practice as it came today, with possible strains, restrictions, distractions. Bringing in concentration and focus to our best abilities. Take one more breath here. And we gently open the eyes. Okay, let's release the legs. For a moment, go for touch. As if you're putting body lotion on your lower legs, behind the knee, over the knee. And then you can keep one leg extended or fold it back in to grab the ankle of the other foot. High five your foot with your opposite hand and squeeze your fingers into the toes. You can stay here, crossing the ankle over the knee, come here or here. Whatever you choose, you want to be able to circle your ankle while holding your foot. This increases blood flow through the ankle joint and loosens the joint itself. Let's go both directions. Pull the foot in until you can release the fingers from the toes and choose to do the other side as you did the previous one. So high five your foot with your opposite hand, squeeze the fingers into the toes, hold the ankle and start circling. Circling the ankles every day is recommended, especially when pregnant. And both directions also here. Until you feel ready to pull the leg in, release the fingers and allow them to slide out. Let's place the feet wider than your hips. The toes can come out again and your hands can support you from behind if needed. We will windshield wipe our legs from side to side, lubricating the hip a bit. You might feel a relief in the lower back as well. And if you feel you don't need both of your hands, you can release one to add a little bit of a twist. If you're sitting on a high pillow, you might notice that you're coming off. All right, as we continue, come to center. Welcome to still sit on your pillow to have a soft tush. Toes can stay pointing out a little bit. We bring the hands behind the knees and we keep the big toe touching down to the ground. Now pull the shoulders back as you lift the heart. You stick your tailbone a little back. Inhale. On the exhale, chin to chest, belly button a little bit towards the spine. Tailbone goes under, shoulders creep up the ear. Now if you're pregnant, you're going to inhale, release. And as you exhale, it's like you're hugging your baby in. Breathing in. And breathing out. Let's do two more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Wonderful. Come to a longer spine. Either fold your legs or bring them forward as you wish. And we're going to wrap our arms around the waist like ropes as we take twists around the axis of the spine. So the axis of the spine is from tail to crown or from pelvic floor to roof of the mouth. We want to keep that line long and a little bit like swarma on its axis, rotate around. You can slap yourself around the ribs. This can be pleasant, or where the kidneys are, the lower back and the front of the shoulder. At the gaze. And slow down. until you come to still. Bring your hands onto the knees. We want to move from our pelvic area, so bringing a little bit the pubic bone forward, more weight onto the right sit bone, tailbone under, more weight onto the left sit bone, and start rotating from the hips, allowing the rest of the body to follow. Yeah, so the initiation is low, but the shoulders, the ribs, the chest all move along. And also here, if you're pregnant, once you're rounding, hug the baby in a little bit. And we reverse. Once you're ready to come to center, elongate your axis again. Look right and left a few times to loosen the neck. Come to center, ear to shoulder, sideways. Mind that you're not clenching your jaw. And then from center, we go chin down and up. Until you feel ready to keep the chin in, bring your right ear to your right shoulder, chin up, left ear to left shoulder, and we go for circles. Reverse. Let's meet in the center. Bring your shoulders up, take a deep breath in. And on an exhale through the mouth, you drop them down. Let's do that again. Inhale. One more. And from here, make your way onto hands and knees. If you have sensitive joints, use your pillow below your knees. Hands under the shoulders, fingers widely spread, and your knees under your hips. Inhale, belly moves down, chest up, tail up. If you're pregnant, like a hammock, let your belly hang. On the exhale, hug your baby in when you're pregnant. Otherwise, pull the belly button a little bit into the spine as you round your back for cat. Let's do two more. Inhale. And breathe out. Now you can continue this pattern, but if you feel like moving a little bit more intuitively, start bringing a little bit more intuitive movement here, where you allow your elbows to bend, where you don't finish a circle, where you look a little bit sideways. Just see if you can feel out what your spine needs in this moment and involve your shoulders. Involve your neck. And unclench your jaw as you do. So a little bit of movement just to get more juicy around the spine, around the hips, around the shoulders. Come to still, lengthen your spine and stretch your left leg back. Toes can remain on the floor, especially if you're carrying a baby. Right hand comes forward. Also here, the thumb can face up with the pinky still pointing down to the ground. You want more? Go ahead and lift the arm and leg without arching the back. So hugging the belly slightly in. We'll stay here for 3, for 2, for 1. Right hand down. Left foot replaces the left hand. We're coming off the hands, keeping a square between the legs. Back toe can be tucked or untucked to your desire. Squeeze your butt a little bit forward, pubic bone to belly button, until you already feel a stretch on your quad. We're going to take the left hand to the hip and the right arm over the head for a gentle side stretch. If you want, go for a few pulses in and out. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now take your arm in front of the knee and circle it up. 1. Again. 2. We do 5. 3. 4. 2. And 1. Go ahead. Place both hands on the inside of the foot. This is especially relevant if you have a belly. I'm going to flex the left foot, slide it forward, and take a diagonal variation of a half split Ardha Hanuman. You can stay on your finger pads or with your hands flat and wiggle your tail a little bit from side to side. Our tissue really loves to be moved. It juicifies when we move. Hence, I recommend movement, especially in these phases of your female cycle. Stay to center and sweep your left leg out to the side in line with your right knee. We're going to come up for Parigasana, and I will face you so that will be easier for you to see. With your left foot firm in the ground, squeeze your buttocks. And we do the same with the right hand as we did previously. So we're going to bring it over the head and then in front of the body. And again, over the head and in front of the body. 2 more. Sweeping the right hand to the other side of the mat until you can stretch the entire left side body. Plant your left foot down and make a bow with your hand over your head. Breathe in and breathe out. Touch your elbow to your knee in front of the body. If you don't have space, more sideways is fine. Let's breathe in again. And exhale, coming in. We'll do 2 more. And the last one here. Come out, travel your hands in front of you until you can bring both knees below the hips. Tuck your toes under for Ustrasana. We're going to come up and we'll take a modified variation. I'll show it from the side. Pubic ball forward, hands to the lower back, fingers can point up or down. You can choose. And we'll take a little lift through the chest, breathe in, and then gently back off as we exhale. Again, lift through the chest, push the hips forward, breathe in, lean into the toes, and exhale, backing off. We're going to do that again. If it feels good for you, you're going to lean in and travel your fingers to your heels. Ustrasana with the toes tucked is a little bit easier. Press into the toes, lift your hips, and open your heart. Take a good breath here. To come out, we support the back. Widen the knees, sit on your heels, and use your pillow or your bolster to bring your forearms on. This is a modified variation of child's pose, giving the belly enough space that it needs. Take another deep breath into the side of the ribs, expanding and allowing the belly to expand on the in-breath. And a gentle release. We make ourselves back onto hands and knees. So knees under the hips, hands under the shoulders. You can use padding for the knees again. Take a moment for that intuitive motion. Or if you prefer, a more simple cow. and cat. Back into a neutral spine. We'll stretch the right leg back. Toes can remain on the ground. Left hand forward with the pinky on the ground and the thumb up. This is an up. If you want more, keep your lower ribs a little in, lengthening the lower back and lift the arm and leg. We'll hold it for 4, for 3, for 2, for 1. Slowly lower the arm and step the right foot where the right hand is. We're going to come off the hands. You can still support your left knee. Squeeze a little bit your pubic bone towards your belly button. Right hand to the side body, left arm comes over the head, and we pulse into the side for 10, 9, keep squeezing your left butt, 8, pull your right heel to your left knee, for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now circle your left arm in front of the knee and over the head for 4, another, 3, 2, and 1. From here, back off. Both hands come on the inside of the right foot so that you have space to slide the right foot out to the side diagonally. Flex the toes, stick the bum out, and wiggle your tail a little bit. You can always have your hands on blocks here if needed. Come to still. Sweep the right leg out to the side in line with the left knee. I'm going to face you again. Come off your hands. Right foot is flat. Right hand back into the side body, left hand back over the head. And we'll do something similar again. So stretch in, release the arm, and bring it back over the head. Now let's release as we exhale and stretch over the head as we inhale. And we'll take 2 more. Keep squeezing your left buttocks. From here, swim the left hand to the other side of the mat. Right arm comes over the head. Make a bow from foot to hand. Breathe in. Exhale, elbow and knee meet. Coming back out. If you need, meet them a little higher, giving space for the belly. Inhale for stretch. Exhale for joining elbow and knee. Inhale for stretch. Exhale, joining elbow and knee. We're going to come out, turn the hands to the front, and bring both knees again below their hips. They can be petted and the toes can just stay tucked. I'll turn towards you. Coming on to the knees, bring the hands to support the lower back. Shoulders down and lift the heart as you push the hips forward. 1. Slowly back off. 2. Slowly back off. 3. And maybe the 4th one, you'll take the hands to the heels or not for a variation of Ustrasana Camel. Open the heart, mind that you're still breathing, and work with strong legs, squeezing the inner thighs, squeezing the butt, and pressing into the toes. Let's breathe in. Support the lower back as we come out. And from here, sit on your heels for a moment and rest. This might be intense for the toes, that's why we don't stay here long, but we're going to work on a little bit more circulation through the feet from here. So when you're ready, come onto your finger pads, lift your knees in the air. If your belly needs the space, you bring the knees out more. We're going to try to stay on the fingers, or maybe even without the hands. A good breath here. To come out, use your hands and step your feet as wide or maybe even wider than your hips. Variation of Uttanasana we take is the half variation, Ardha Uttanasana. Especially when pregnant, we want to keep the head above the heart. This is also a really beautiful way to elongate the lower back. You may hug the belly in slightly. Now tuck your chin, lengthen the spine, and take 2 more breaths in and out. In and out. Lots of mosquitoes here, so if you see me scratching, don't copy. Sit in a chair with your chest open, and if needed, the toes a little out. This can be a bar chair. Bring your hands forward. We can sink the butt back as much as we need to towards a squat and stay here for 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, for 1. Slowly come up. We're going to come back into a squat. You can go as low as it feels okay. Your hands can remain forward as you go down. 5 repetitions, coming down. 1, and back up. 2, and back up. 3, little bit of blood flow through the thighs. And the last one. Okay, we're standing on our feet for the first time this class. Take your tennis ball or your myofascial release ball, and we're going to massage the foot by rolling the foot on the ball. You are in charge of how much pressure you put on the ball, but once you're rolling, enjoy the sensation. Our feet carrying the weight of our entire body can be exhausting, and this way we're actually creating more space between the joints that are in our foot. We have about 31 bones and 26 joints in the foot, so go ahead and give them a little bit of space, a little bit of lubrication. Now you've probably already felt that there are some spots in the foot that actually needs some more stimulation. One is at the cushion. Now, as much as it's sometimes advised not to take a massage of the feet during pregnancy, as long as you stay away from the area around the ankles, it is perfectly fine and even recommended to stimulate the foot. So here at the cushion, bring some weight in. And then we're going to transfer the weight into the center of the foot, and this might hurt a bit, so be gentle. From there, stepping more into the heel. And if you wish, go for a bit of rolling again. Now, before we go into the other side, just compare for a moment. And then go ahead, roll out the other side. On the beat of the bird. Gorgeous, gorgeous yellow bird up here in the tree. I wish I knew what bird it was. Come to still and bring more weight on the cushion of the foot. From here, maybe into the arch, mindful. And from there, the heel. Go back to some rolling. Enjoying the sensations. Beautiful. Okay, now that we're standing, I would like to continue with the feet a little bit wider or as wide as the hips. The toes can turn out a little bit if you desire. We'll ground and exhale. And on the inhale, rise the arms sideways or forward up. On the exhale, they're going to come down onto the lower back. Hips forward, heart open, breathe in. On the exhale, hands come forward and we come back to that squat. Take a deep breath in. You don't have to go this deep. Exhale, come back up. Just that again. Inhale, arms up, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, hands to the lower back for Anahata Asana. Anahata is the name of the heart chakra, so rise the heart up. And on the exhale, hands forward, butt back. You don't have to go so deep. Breathe in. And exhale, stand back up. Again, arms up, Urdhva Hasta. Exhale, hands to the lower back. Inhale, Anahata. Exhale, hands forward, squats. Breathe in there. Exhale, come up. And do 2 more. Inhale, Urdhva Hasta. Exhale, hands to lower back. Take your time. Inhale, Anahata. Exhale, variation of Malasana or Utkatasana. Breathe in there. Exhale, come back up. Again, arms up, breathe in. Hands to the lower back, breathe out. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, into squats. Breathe in there. And exhale, come back up. All right, let's bring the hands to the hips. Step your left foot forward, but in line with where the foot came from. So the feet are on a train track. We're going to rise the back heel and travel forward with the left foot as much as needed so you can bend the knee over the ankle. We're in a crescent warrior. Bring the arms up. Inhale. Bring them back to heart as you exhale. Kali Mudra. Interlace the fingers. Release the index finger. Inhale. Come up. You can stay with the back heel lifted or bring it flat to the ground for a variation of Virabhadrasana Ekam, Warrior 1. If you choose to flatten the back foot, make sure the pinky is on the ground. Left knee still shows the big toe visible on the inside of the knee. Take a breath. And then slowly come out, step by step, the same way you came in. Stepping the front foot back. Same on the other side. Right foot steps forward, still on train tracks, high onto the left toes. Making sure you can bend the knee, it stays over the ankle for now. Both arms rise. Inhale. And then bring them back to heart space as you exhale. Interlace the fingers, the opposite grip. Release the index finger for Kali Mudra. Both arms come up. If you feel too tense in the shoulders, bring them forward. Welcome to bring the back foot flat for a variation of Warrior 1 on train tracks. Wherever you are, take a good breath. We'll take an inhale here and an exhale to come out as we came in. It might take you a few more steps, and that's okay. Release the hands, Tadasana. Same sequence as we did with the squat. Inhale, the arms come up, Urdhva Hasta. Exhale, hands to the lower back, supporting it. Inhale, rise the heart, Anahata. Exhale, variation between Utkatasana and squat. Breathe in there. Exhale, come out and step your left foot forward. This time around, we're flattening the right foot, taking a large stance where the two heels are somewhat into one line. We're in Warrior 2 with the shoulders over the hips, squeezing the right butt to the left knee. Now don't go as deep if it doesn't feel right, but find your right foot flat on the ground. Arms out to the side. Freeze your left knee where you can still see the big toe on the inside. Now flip your left hand palm and we reverse the warrior. Right hand comes forward. On the exhale, left elbow on the knee, right arm comes over the head. Inhale, reverse. Right hand forward, left arm up. Exhale, variation of side angle, Parshva Konasana with the elbow on the knee. Let's do 3 more. Reverse. And exhale, coming out. Reverse. And exhale. Reverse. Breathe in. Side angle, come out. Take your right arm for 3 circles. For 2. And for 1, pulling yourself back up, straightening the right leg. Pull through the left arm, left hand on the shin bone or above the knee. Trikonasana. Now squeeze your sit bones together and firmly feel your feet magnetizing on the ground. Here the right arm goes back and over the head for 3. For 2. And for 1, allow your right arm to pull you back up. Hands parallel to the ground. Turn your left toes in. Turn your right toes out and bend the right knee. Warrior 2 on the other side. Flip your right hand palm, reverse your warrior. Inhale. Right elbow on the thigh, left arm over the head. Side angle, exhale. And again, reverse. Breathe in. And come into side angle, breathe out. We do 3 more. If it's too much, you do less. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Finding more space in the side body will give you more space in the lower back and into the belly. And once you're in side angle, circle your left arm back and over the head. 3, 2, and 1. Allow your left arm to pull back. Both arms parallel to the ground, Trikonasana. Pull through the right arm, lower it down, either above or below the knee. You can keep your right knee bent and stick your right buttocks a little bit towards the left heel. Now here also, over the head and back. Over the head and back. Over the head, allow your arm to pull you back. Arms parallel to the ground, bend the knee and turn the toes in. Both heels go in for goddess. Bring your hands behind your back. Tailbone down to the ground, so not so much in, but down to the ground, with the pubic bone slightly towards the belly button. We'll take a side bend to the left, breathe in. Keep your chest open, your right armpit visible, and exhale, come to center. Side bend to the right, breathe in, keep your left armpit open. Exhale, come to center. You can do another round or skip this one. And we'll do 1 more to the other side if you went for it. If you need to relieve yourself from this squat, do so. We're going to come back in, hands on the upper thighs, right in front of the knees. Pop your right shoulder forward, look over the left as you push your right knee open. Slowly release. Do the same on the other side. And slowly come out if you can. 1 more round. Breathe in. And release. Breathe in. And breathe out. Straightening the legs. Turning the toes forward and bring the hands to the hips. We're coming not all the way into Prasarita Padottanasana, but again halfway, keeping the head above the heart. This is strong for the back of the legs, strong for the back. Pull your front ribs a little in and your belly button, hug it in a bit. Hold here for 5, keep breathing. For 4, for 3, and for 2. Last one is here. Release. Both toes go back out. We'll take either skater or skandasana. Cross your fingers at the thumbs for fish hands, keeping the hands close to the chest, the elbows somewhat close to the body. Bend your left knee. You can stay here or go lower, even lift the left heel and the right toes. Make sure you can make your way back up and you go into the other side. So either you stop here, skater, or you go all the way into skanda. Breathe in, exhale, come up. Breathe in, squat down, and then exhale, come up. Breathe in, squat down, and exhale, come up. If you have power, do one more each side, and we're done with the legs. All right, hands to the hips. Walk your feet in gently. Same as in the beginning. We'll inhale the arms up, Urdhva Hasta. Exhale, hands to the lower back. Inhale, Anahata. Exhale, squat and chair at the same time. Inhale there. Exhale, come back up. Inhale, both arms up. Exhale to heart space. Take a good breath. Finally, for our standing series, I would like to work on balance. If you don't feel particularly balanced or your ankles hurt, you can keep the left toes to the ground and place the foot on the inner ankle. You can come a little higher, avoiding too much pressure on the knees since our joints are a little bit more sensitive in this period. And of course, Vriksasana tree pose in its entity is invited. Push through your standing leg, join your hand palms in front of the chest, and either narrow the gaze or maybe try closing the eyes. If you lose your balance, you come back in. Inner thigh of the leg presses into the foot, foot presses in, so there is a really clear central balance of the body. And we'll take one more breath here. Mindfully and slowly change sides. So remember the option to stay low. Wherever we place the foot, the toes are down, the heels are up to the groin, so not something like this. Vriksasana, hands to heart space. Either narrow the gaze or close the eyes, even if it's for a second. If you fall out, you come back in. Increasing pressure of the inner thigh to the foot, foot to the inner thigh, engaging the glutes for stability. And take a few breaths here. All right, slowly coming out. You can choose to squat, use your hands and sit down, or find any other way. Our first posture is Baddha Konasana, sometimes referred to as Bhadrasana, and you're more than welcome to use a pillow under your bum again. This posture balances our right and left side, stretches the inner thighs, helps our hips to open. You can stay here or actually find a little bit more depth. Wherever you decide to be, make sure you're breathing and you can let go as much as possible. We'll stay for 5 breaths. We'll slowly come out, and I'll give you 2 options. One is Upavishta, which is a Sukta variation more towards the ground with the legs out and the body coming down. The other variation, we actually involve a little bit more of the core and we grab the feet with our hands. For this variation, you might want to come off your pillow to have a little bit more balance. So either choose to be here high with the shoulders down, the chest up, or choose to come down, chest down. 5 breaths. One more breath here. This posture can only be taken as deep as your belly allows you when you're pregnant. You've already figured that out. We're going to come out and take a few moments for breathing. So just like in the beginning, find yourself a comfortable seat, maybe with an elevated bum or not. And I'll teach you 4 breath practices that might be relevant in this hormonal stage that you're going through. The first one is a calming breath for everyone, every age, at any stage of life, Brahmari breath. We'll take 2 variations, one with the hand palms covering the eyes, the second one with the hand palms covering the ears. The inhale is through the nose, the exhale is a hum. Mind that you're not clenching your teeth and your chin stays a little in and you're not here. Hands on your eyes, not too much pressure, breathe in. And join me for a hum. In your own pace, you'll do 2 more. After your 3rd hum, bring your hands to your ears and do 3 here. A sweet reminder to keep the chin in. Release, and know that you can always, at any time, with anyone, return to this practice for a calmer nervous system. An additional effect of the humming is that it increases nitric oxide in the back of the throat, which is a substance body-made that helps us fight viruses, antiviral. Second breath is a little bit more for when you're in a stress position. This can be labor or in pain. The inhale is through the nose, the exhale is shh, SH, as if you're shushing someone. Let's take a deep breath in. Inhale to the ribs. The third breath practice is a variation of this one, only for more pain or more discomfort. We inhale and we go 3 times. Shh, shh, shh. You might feel the belly a little bit engaging, which is fine as long as you don't do it deliberately. Shh, shh, shh. Shh, shh, shh. More forceful. Shh, shh, shh. The final breath practice that I'm sharing with you is one for release. Inhale through the nose. Exhale, HA. Again. Fully in. HA, fully out. Apply these breath practices whenever needed, and know the humming, the Brahmari one, is my all-time favorite and always a good idea. We're going to end our practice with a twist. And when we're pregnant, we don't want to put any pressure on the belly, and so also most likely when you're breathing. So we're going to extend the right leg out like we do for Janu Shirsasana. If you can, connect the heel to the pubic bone. If not, a little bit more forward is fine. You'll take your right hand to the left knee, your left hand behind you, and you twist over to the left. Chin can be to the left shoulder or over to the right, whatever feels best for your neck. Keep turning the chest though, and keep activating the right foot. We'll breathe in and out through the nose. When you're ready, take a breath and slowly release. We'll do the other side. Out and the foot in. Left hand to right knee, twist over to the right. With a bit of activation through the left toes, keep your axis head over hips and help yourself twist a little deeper with your hands, with your head back or forward. Few breaths here. Breathe in for length. Breathe out to release. I don't have sufficient pillows here, but especially if you're pregnant, you might want to put pillows up the wall and lean against the wall with your back. If you're still happy to be slightly elevated, come on a few pillows on your back and lay down. For Supta Baddha Konasana, we bring the knees out, support the knees with blocks of pillows as you need, and place one hand on your belly, one hand on your chest, making sure your head is higher than your chest. So I'm holding my head up, but you need to support it with more pillows. Stay there. Close your eyes. And then inhale, send the breath to the belly and then to the chest. On the exhale, we allow the chest to empty and then the belly to fall. Inhale, belly. Inhale, chest. Exhale, chest. Exhale, belly. Inhale, belly. Inhale, chest. Exhale, soften the chest. And then the belly. We'll take two more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. You can relax your legs on the ground. Relax your hands next to the body. Or either find a way on your side where you can use a pillow between your knees and under your head. If you do lay sideways when pregnant, we often recommend laying on the left side. This is because there is an important artery connecting your baby and your heart that travels on the right side of the body, and we don't want to compress it. Close your eyes and stay there. If you feel you need longer time in Shavasana, feel free to stay. If you're ready to come and sit up to close the practice together, please do so. Any cross-legged seat that you might choose, with or without your pillow, or maybe even without the legs crossed. We'll join the hand palms in front of the heart space. Lift the heart, bow the brain in. If you allow me to offer an affirmation, I care for my body in every phase of my hormonal cycle, in every phase of womanhood. From here, thumbs to the forehead for clarity of mind. Thumbs to the lips for clarity of speech. Thumbs to the heart for clarity of heart and spirit. Thank you so much for practicing with me. Namaste.